Hey everybody, it's Glidercat, and it's time to play. Today we're going to start a new Let's Play series on a game called Bastide. I checked with the developer on that pronunciation, so I believe it's Bastide. So let's just jump right in. Let's go for a new game. We're going to go with a standard map generation or world generation. And let's see here. Let's go map size. Maybe we stick with the defaults. Difficulty medium. Map enemy villages 1. What's our option? 1 or 0? All right, well, we'll stick with 1. Okay, start game. Off we go. All right, let's get started. I played a little bit of this game so far. I probably have about 8 or 9 hours maybe into the game, if that. So let's get started. Here is our initial village. If we look at the very top right, we can see we've got 6 villagers, and they're currently waiting for me to do something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's someone else. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. The game, if we look at the lower left, right here is the speed control. So right now it's at 0 and we're paused. 7 a.m. and we're in the month of April. We can see the temperature down here as well. I think there might be a setting for that. Let's see. Display, window mode, VSync. That all looks good. Let's go back. Gameplay. Temperature. Yeah, let's do Fahrenheit since I'm here in the US. Cursor size, I'm actually going to increase a bit. And then let's see. Animals will leave just as it is. All this other stuff will leave as it is. Keyboard, camera, movement speed. I think, let's see. Now I played this on a different computer. Let's come back in. Oops. Let's resume and just see. Oh, that's not too bad. We can always tweak the controls as we go. Anyway, let's see what we've got in our starter village here. We've got a warehouse. We can see all the contents in there. We've got some food. This shows what the total food is. We've got some firewood. We've got some cloth, some hide, animal hide. That's going to be handy for clothes. We've got a little bit of cloth clothing here. We don't have any warm clothing. We've got a couple medicine doses, some herbs. We'll use that to make medicine. 4 tools. We'll burn through those probably pretty quick. And then we've got 3 swords and 2 armor. So that's our warehouse. What else we got? We got a wood house here. It looks like it's able to house 4 people, and 4 people do live there. Here are the people living in the house, all in their 20s. And then here we've got a wood hut. That one can only store 2 people or house 2 people, and that's full as well. So I'll probably need to do some, build some housing. And what else do we have? We've got a little stockpile here that's holding some stone, wood, and copper. A well to provide water. Oh, cool. It shows it going underground there. That's kind of cool. And that's about it. 2 houses, a warehouse, a stockpile, and a well. Now, if we look at the, let's see, right over here on the left side of the screen, it's showing us some tips here on what we might want to build. A forester, a mine, a wood hut, a pasture, a blacksmith, and a tailor. So we'll do all those things. I'll actually leave this up just as a reminder until we get those built. But let's see. The first thing we're probably going to want to do is collect some more wood and actually maybe even build housing, even though it's not listed. Or no, it is wood hut. Let's collect some wood. There's a couple ways to do this. The first is down here at the bottom right of the screen. We'll click on the tree selection, and then we're just going to primary click and drag to highlight the trees that we want our workers or laborers to cut down. So I'm just going to try and clear out most of the trees right near our little center of town here. Then we can also do the same to collect stone. So let's do that. We'll pick rocks, and I don't even need to see the rocks really. I can just kind of brush around here, and the rocks that will be collected by our villagers will show up. as we drag over it. All right, so those things are queued up. So we'll get some basic resources collected. And then before we hit play here, let's go ahead and pick a building to get started on. Now, the housing is what's going to get us our workers. We don't have room for any more. So that's a good candidate. Or this forester is a good candidate for the first thing to do. Let's go for the forester. Now here we can see in the build menu, there's several different categories. Let's just go through this real quick. So housing, we've got several levels of housing. And as we move up the list here, you can see they go from being cold and uncomfortable and providing housing for 2 people up to, if we have more resources, we can build housing that houses up to 6 people and it's warm and comfortable. And then we've got another special building here at the end, which is an orphanage, which it doesn't show how many people it houses, but I think it's quite a few. And this is housing for orphans. So we'll set one of those up as well as we go. Then we've got food production, farms, pretty straightforward. Pastures, that's for animals. And that's a kind of an interesting dynamic, and we'll be doing that pretty soon as well. Hunter's hut to hunt animals. Then we've got a mill, turns wheat into flour. Pretty straightforward. Bakery, yep. Fisherman's hut. And we're near some water here, so we'll probably be doing that as well. Orchard for fruit trees and an apiary for bees. What else we got? Resources. It's kind of the raw resources here. We got forester. We're going to build one of those probably first. Mine, gatherer. This gets us herbs, cloth, berries, and mushrooms. So this is a really good building to have early. That cloth will be used for clothing. The herbs will be used for medicine, and our people will be getting sick. So we'll need to collect some herbs. Firewood to heat up homes. Pretty straightforward. The well, we've seen it. Lumber mill turns wood into lumber again, straightforward. And stonemason. Then we jump into the army. We've got a barracks to train soldiers, wood walls, and a watchtower. Production buildings, tailors to make clothes. Again, that's that cloth that we saw will be turned into clothing. And then we've also got those leather hides and things that can be turned into warm clothing. Blacksmith, we'll need that for tools. We've only got a very small supply here of 4 tools, or 4 tons of tools, or whatever the unit is. Brewery, all right, makes sense. Healer's hut, that'll take those herbs and make medicine for us. Tannery turns the hide into leather. We'll need that before those hides can be turned into clothing. We'll need to turn them into leather first. All right, what's next? Miscellaneous. We've got a church. This will increase happiness. A path reduces travel time. School raises the student's intelligence. Cemetery, let the dead rest in peace, reduces happiness loss caused by death. So, and we'll have to get to that too. It's an easy one to overlook, but it probably will help us maintain the happiness. And while we're talking about that, if you look at the top left of the screen, we can see the current average happiness. It says average happiness. This affects how quickly new settlers join. Can be increased with bread, alcohol, and prayer. And then apparently also the cemetery will help us too. All right, tavern provides drink and music to increase happiness. And then we've got a dock here, which I believe will enable trade. I haven't tried this yet. All right, what else do we got? That's miscellaneous. Then we've got storage. We've got a warehouse already. We may end up building more of these. And then stockpiles. This is just for wood, bronze, iron, and stone. So it might make sense to put this near a mine. And then we've got these transport carts. This is another one that's easy to overlook. But this speeds up the transportation of resources to construction areas. So we'll look at that. And then decorations, another one I often overlook. Campfires, lights up the night. We'll definitely be doing those if I can remember. And then outhouses as well. I'm not sure if these serve a function or not. I placed these down in my last playthrough, and I didn't notice anybody going into them. So I'm not sure if this is just pure decoration or if this is functional, or if it's one of these things where it's pure decoration for now and will become functional in later versions of the game. Again, the game has been under development for quite some time. It's been on my wish list for a long time. And the developer did provide me a key so I could provide this content for you. So I'm appreciative of that, and I'm anxious to get started. So let's just do it. Let's go get that Forester building down. So I'll just click it. And again, we're in pause mode, so we're not burning through any time. This gives us time to plan. There is a rotation here. It's a Q and E, I believe. Yep, to rotate. And if you look close, it's hard to see it, but there is a little front, kind of a sidewalk tile. These will snap as well. But I'm going to put this, you can see it's got kind of a range of effect. I'm going to put this a little bit away from our village just because as we build out, we're going to be consuming land that could be used for planting trees. So maybe we'll put this a little bit on the outskirts. There may be a penalty of the distance just transporting the resource. So I don't, I'm not sure what the best placement is, but we'll pop that guy there. And then why don't we also queue up construction of a house? Now it's suggesting wood hut. Let's go ahead and do that. So that one's here. It takes 11 wood. It's chilly and uncomfortable and provides housing for 2. Same thing with the twig hut. That one takes less resources. But I believe if we start with the wood one, we can upgrade it, and it'll be a little cheaper to upgrade. So let's go ahead and just snap that next to our other one here. I'm going to rotate it so what I believe is kind of like that front door. Hopefully you can see that. There's like a little notch there right in the front here. Okay, we'll slap that down, and then let's do one more construction, and it's going to be this pasture. And it will become apparent why I'm doing that in a minute here. Let's go ahead and click that. Now, the placing of the pastures is a little bit unique. So we're going to be placing, once we click left or primary click one time, and you can see in the lower center of the screen, it's showing us directions. We'll just click once, and now we can kind of drag out how wide we want the pasture. So I'll just click here. Once again, boom. And now we do like the depth or how long we want the pasture. So we'll maximize it. Pop that guy down. And again, we're still paused. A little icon shows up indicating that we don't have any workers here. So if I click it, here I can recruit up to up to one person to work in the pasture. So let's go ahead and plus that. And that will assign a worker from our available pool here to go work in the pasture. And then we get to pick, or we need to pick, what kind of animal we're going to have here. So if you look way off to the left of the screen, there's actually a cow right here. So we're going to go wrangle up that cow and wrangle up a bunch more. So let's start with cows. That'll get us meat and milk, I believe, and actually some hides as well. So let's go ahead and go with cow for now. And then let's hit play. I'm going to start out at the slow speed. We can go up to three times speed, but we're going to start slow. And again, I'm going to leave this little hint window up here. And it knocked off 3 of the buildings that we've already placed. So now our workers should be going to gather some wood. Yeah, they're actually taking wood from the stockpile that we had and starting to construct heading out to construct the Forester building. We'll let those guys do that work. There's 5 people doing that, and there's 1 person who is probably hanging out here at the pasture. So now, how do we get animals into the pasture? We saw the cow over here. Or no, that's a pig. That's a boar. Oh, here's the cow. So if I just click on the cow and I click capture, boom. Now that cow is either going to walk directly over into our pasture, or I'm not sure if the worker will go fetch. Looks like they're heading out there. Let's just see what happens. They'll retrieve the cow, I believe, and bring them into the pasture. And then we can start benefiting from having the cow there. So we'll get some milk. And then eventually when the cow is slaughtered, I believe we'll get the hide and the meat. So there is our pasture worker. It may have been just enough for them to walk by. And now this cow should follow them back into the pasture. While we're waiting for things to build, here, namely our forester and our wood hut. Let's go see if we can find some more cows. Now, if you're familiar with Anno, the Anno games, and I haven't played much of 1800, I have it, and I haven't played much of it, but I did play a lot of the 1404 or Dawn of Discovery. And they have a little kind of an aspect of the game or a mini game where you have to hunt down different people in your town. And so looking for livestock reminds me, or looking for livestock here in Bastide reminds me very much of that game where you have to go find the little person in your town that's wanted and bring them back to the village or whatever, bring them back to your headquarters. So we're going to look for cows here. There's not a ton of animals at any one time. All right, let's see. There is a sheep, and eventually we'll build a pasture for those as well. But we'll do that once we get some more workers. So workers are a little scarce in the beginning until we get some houses built. All right, now there it looks like we've got another village starting. Now these aren't our people, so we'll see how things go with them. I'm not sure if they're going to be an enemy or an ally, but we'll find out. They're on our island here, and we are on a big island. So we're just now looking for more cows. I'll zoom in a little bit here. See what we see. I'm not seeing many animals out today. But once we get 2, I believe you need 2, and then they will start breeding on their own and multiplying within the pasture. So we can always collect more than 2 if we find them. There's something there. What is that? Oh, there's a pig. We'll have a pasture with pigs as well. So there's another pig. Maybe I should have picked pigs. Oh, there's a cow. Okay, let's grab that guy. Just hit capture. And our workers will do their thing and retrieve that. Again, I've got the game on kind of the slow speed, so we've got a little time to do this. We're not losing anything. There's another... What is that guy? There's a sheep. Now, there's a couple animals in the game that we can't put into pasture. Like here, I believe. So here's a goat. We cannot put these into a pasture. You'll notice there's no capture button here, but we can go out and hunt this animal. And I believe, so I'll just click the hunt button, and I believe a worker's going to come out, hunt that animal. We'll get some meat, which will be food for us. There's a cow. Let's go ahead and capture that one. But I was saying, yeah, for that goat, we'll hunt it. We'll get some meat out of that, and I believe some hide as well. And the hides, once we tan them, can be used for warm clothing, and that's going to be real important come winter time. Ooh, is that another one? Oh, there's a deer. That's another animal that we can only hunt. We can't capture those. We have here a boar, yet another animal we can hunt but cannot put in our pasture. We got 2 cows. We're probably in decent shape. Like I said, those will multiply. There's a boar. We'll hunt that guy. We can hunt these animals as well. The sheep. I'm going to leave them be because I know we're going to be building pastures for those 2. So I would like them to stick around. Here's another cow. Click capture. All right. And let's see. Are these guys... There's another cow. Let's click capture on that one. And a sheep and another cow. Wow. Hitting the gold mine here. All right. That's probably plenty to get us going. Let's find our way back. So we'll have to remember we're kind of near the top, I guess, top west corner, northwest corner of the island. And you can see our workers are busy hammering away. Got a couple. At least a couple, and sometimes they stack on top of each other, so there may actually be more here than that. But if we click on it, we can see there's actually 4 builders building right now. So these guys are probably stacked on top of each other. Or no, maybe here's the other 2. So soon we'll have that forester, and then once that's built, we'll take a look and see if there's any settings or anything we need to do with that. Our house has not been built yet. We do have one cow in our pasture, and we haven't produced any products yet from that cow, but we will be getting milk, I believe. All right, so now, just like we saw with the pasture, we get the icon indicating that there's no one working here. So let's go ahead and assign at least one person to start doing forestry. And they will both plant and harvest logs, or harvest the trees. We can kind of see that range of effect where they're going to be doing that. All right, now our builders or our laborers should move to working on building our house. That's really the only way to grow your village, is making sure that you have housing. And then eventually we'll want to upgrade this housing to be more comfortable housing and warmer during the winters. I think that I'm not positive, but I think how comfortable they are, if they have warm clothing, if they have warm houses and they can rest up in comfort, that they will end up doing more work during the winter season. Now, I'm not sure, that's speculation on my part, but we'll see as we go together. And there's the other animal in the game, the chicken. We'll be able to capture those as well. They're hard to find. Might want to set up a pasture for those kind of right away. They are really hard to find on the map, at least for me. Let's see, but I hate to give up another worker for that just yet. They are so hard to find. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. We need 2 to start raiding. And we didn't see. You saw we went all across the map. We did not find another one. There's a boar. We can hunt that one for some food. Another sheep. And where is that chicken? Somewhere over here, right? There's the sheep. There's the chicken. Boy, I'm tempted. I am tempted because in my previous playthrough, boy, I had a hard time finding those chickens. Let's do it. Against my better judgment, I'm going to do it. Let's go to the build. Go to food, pasture. I'm going to put it right next to this one. Maybe I'll leave a little room for maybe a path eventually. Boom, boom, and boom. We will set this one to chicken. I will assign a worker. Boom, and then let's go get that chicken. And see if we can't find some more before it gets dark and or raining. Now, where'd he go? Can hunt that goat. I don't see it. You guys probably see it, but I don't. I've got a little bit of color blindness as an issue. So that can make it a little extra hard. I was right here, right? Wasn't it right here? There it is. Is that it? Yeah. Let's go ahead and collect this guy. Capture. And I believe we'll get eggs out of that chicken. So that will be useful to us. And maybe even through the winter, I believe that will produce food. Now the fields and things, I don't think they do. The different crops that we'll plant. And that'll be coming soon. Ooh, a wolf. Now these guys, I think they may fight back. I'm not sure. We'll find out. But I don't want to take on a wolf just yet. Yeah, there's a whole little group of him. Pack here that makes sense. I don't want to try to hunt those just yet. Just out of an abundance of safety. There's another cow. Let's go ahead and grab that one. Capture. And again, I'm looking for one more chicken. At least one more chicken. And again, this is early game, so this isn't representative of the whole game. It's not all about hunting down animals, but early on, we kind of want to secure our food. So our food sources. And while they're doing some building and we've got, kind of a small village going, seems like this isn't a bad time to do a little hunting. Not sure what that is. Almost looks like mushrooms from a distance here. Let's see. Keep our eyes peeled. There's a sheep. Eventually we'll get a pen full of those. That's going to get us wool, which is going to help for clothing. We have another cow. Ooh, now this one's in their village. I may not grab that one. Just to be careful. I'm not sure if it would be a problem or not. But we've got plenty. And like I said, they are going to reproduce. So I want to take a chance. Here's one we can grab, though. Capture that guy. More sheep. Actually, a lot of animals right now. Not usually able to find this many this fast. Oh, there's another little town starting up over here. So we've got some competition. You can see already, unless you've seen them, you're seeing them and I'm not, it's kind of hard to find the chickens. If we can just get one more, we'll be in good shape because I do think they will reproduce. But they are hard to find. Ooh, is that one? Oh, this is gonna be a big deal. That's gonna help us quite a bit, I think. All right, we've got two. There's another goat. We can hunt that one. So we'll do a little more hunting here in this episode. And then maybe next episode we'll speed things up a little bit and get those things built. And maybe start thinking about a farm. Definitely want to secure food. We've got lots of goats and things here. Hopefully hunting all these things will increase our food supply. I don't know if I need to have a hunter's hut for this or not. I may want to place one of those down. Not positive if that's required or not. All right, let's take a look. One more chicken would be nice. It's not essential that we find another one. We've got two. I think they will reproduce, like I said. Take it easy. Come back. All right, we're back home. See, we've got 3 cows have made their way here. That's all good. We've got our second house, our second wood hut has already been built. That's awesome. We're down to 4 people now. I'm not sure if we lost somebody. Empty homes need a family to join. People. We've lost a couple of people. So I hope they didn't get attacked. Now maybe you saw a notification that I didn't. But that's not good. So we lost a couple people. It could be that during these hunts, somebody got it or didn't make it through the hunt. So 4 villagers is not good. All right. Do we have someone working at the forester? We do. So we've only got really like 1 laborer. I guess we can only have 5 cows in storage here, and chickens we can store up to 20. All right, we've got an empty house here. Let's, I may turn down the scroll speed here. Let's do that real quick so it's not so jerky. So keyboard camera movement, let's turn that down by half. All right, the rest of that all looks good. Graphics. All right, that all looks good as well. All right, when you go into settings, it automatically pauses the game. So I'm just going to hit play again. Maybe I'll crank it up to 2. Now we're just kind of waiting for someone to show up here in our houses. 1 person there, 2 people there, and 1 person here. So we've got room for extra people. But yeah, we lost some villagers. I'm not exactly sure how, to be honest. Looks like we've lost another one. I gotta think it's the hunting. but I'm not positive. So let's see if we get any notifications. Boy, it's still kind of okay. The mouse scrolling is really, really fast. Okay, for policy, let's do farming policy for now. We've got a few choices and we can change this as we go. So yeah, right now it's kind of a waiting game. I'm going to speed up the time. But right now we're going to wait for new villagers to come in because we have taken a hit. Our initial 6 villagers are down to 3. That's not great. That is not great. I got to think it's from the hunting. But I'm not exactly sure. All right, well, let's wrap this episode here. It's tempting to start over. We're not going to do that. We're going to make it work. We are going to make it work. All right, for now, this is Glidercat signing off, saying thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.